Hola a todos, estamos con Yoli. De nuevo. Hola a todos, estoy con Yoli, con Rodrigo, los chicos de Private Media Music. Vamos a ir con Tommy and Kesh para conocer un poco más de su trayectoria, hacerles unas preguntas y comer deliciosa comida peruana. Acompáñanos. Bueno, empezando por quiénes son Tommy and Kesh. Son un dúo alemán que son DJs y productores, principalmente del género Tech House. Es primera vez que van a tocar en Lima y queremos darle una grata experiencia acá en el país. Y qué mejor, junto a los chicos de Private Media Music, darles una salida especial.
Si tuvieras que elegir un plato para invitarles, ¿cuál sería el primero?
Yo. Eres un idiota, Yoli. Yo con una manzana en la boca. Si tuviera que invitarles un plato, creo que definitivamente serían anticuchos.
Tú, Yoli, ¿qué les darías?
Ceviche de todas maneras, y lomo saltado.
O lomito saltado.
Y por acá atrás, cameraman.
También un buen lomo saltado.
Ahora, mondonguito. Quiero un mondonguito en italiano.
Bueno, vamos camino a comer algo de comida peruana. Tienen para escoger, va a haber variedad. Vamos a ver qué les gusta. Pues están por ahí.
Here is Mario.
Que disfruten del
Ceviche Tommy.
How has been your experience here so far in Latin America?
Very good. We always love to come back here. You know, the people here really enjoy the music. They like to party, and the weather is good.
You know, the thing is, before we got here 5 years ago, I think it was, I didn't know how the cuisine is, like the kitchen, the food here. I didn't have a clue how good this Peruvian food is.
Yes.
It's the best, I swear to God. No, for real, it's crazy.
Everywhere we go, we check for Peruvian restaurants. That's really our favorite food.
Ceviche, number one.
If you have to describe your sound in just 3 words.
In 3 words?
Yes.
Fiesta con groove.
Groovy, happy party music.
So we are going to have this kind of sound tonight.
How about your warm-ups in other countries?
Yeah, in general, they do a good job. Yeah, it's not so easy, you know, because sometimes it depends on the DJ who's playing. Like maybe it's his first time on a proper stage and he thinks he needs to push hard or like, you know, but as a warm-up DJ, you need to understand you're just starting the party. Like, you know, you don't have to play like 128 BPM. Not everybody can do this, that's true. It's more difficult than to play like peak time.
Like a lot of DJs, maybe it's the first time playing warm-up for a big DJ, and then you have a big stage, and then you want to shoot your shot and play all your bangers. But a good warm-up set is not about this. There you can really see how professional a DJ is.
I also remember one show, it was I think 2 years ago in Ibiza for Paco Zuna's party now here. So we asked him, you know, because we want to show respect to him, because we were playing before him, we were like, hey Paco, any restrictions? We like what BPM or what? He said, guys, do whatever you want. I'm gonna just follow you. I said, okay, that's, you know, when you have the okay from the big one, then you just play whatever you want, you know, then it's fine. That was a really, really good party. I loved that night.
Bueno chicos, hemos llegado a Solina. Vamos a ver qué platos les llaman más la atención a Tommy and Kesh, así que vamos a descubrirlo.
We went to the festival job. We were just hanging out. At some point, we started to exchange music. We started playing, and like each played himself, but no one wanted to book us, you know, in our city. So we decided to make our own party, you know.
The first few months, we were not as a DJ duo. Me playing 1 hour, he was playing 1 hour. There was one party, you know, and we were like, you know what, let's go back to back. And this is how it really started to be like I'm doing. And ever since then, we stick to it and just play always back to back together. From the beginning on, we were focused. At the very start, no one tried to give us a chance.
The first party we played was at the rooftop. It was kind of illegal.
Yeah, not cracking, it was illegal.
It was like a secret party, you know. After this party, you know, the whole city was talking about the party, and we were thinking, okay, we have to, you know, stick to it.
We also made it to the newspapers, so it went viral in our city, you know. In the studio, nowadays, it's more his job, you know, because I have to focus on other things, on our label, the events, and, you know, everything else. He has his job, I have my job, and we always exchange, you know, whenever he has something, they send it to me, I listen to it, and I say, I don't like this, or I like this, or I would change this. And on the other side, whatever I do, I send it to him, I was like, hey, like, this is the idea, like, what do you think? And then he gives his, and in 2020, before COVID, started with the label also. A few years ago, our music was considered minimal deep tech, and now our sound is just tech house.
Everything out of control. Everything out of control. He's the man. producer. Guys, thank you for having us. Salud.
Salud.
Estamos nuevamente en el estudio. Vamos a conocer un poquito más a Tommy and Kesh.
It's been a while that we've been in Peru, and we are really hyped about this because it took us a long time to get here, and now we cannot wait for tonight.
I know the people here like to party, they like the music, they enjoy the music, so yeah, I'm really looking forward for tonight.
When we play our music, we really want the people to really dance on the dance floor. Also to play music that they never heard before, and also when they use Shazam, they're gonna get this here, No chance to find something. Unreleased stuff from us, from our label and everything. The last time I felt pressure was maybe 6-7 years ago when it was the first time on a bigger stage. But ever since then, I'm just enjoying, It was in front of 2,000 people, I think. And that was the last time that I was really nervous.
We went to toilet every 5 minutes and we were just passing each other. If you to toilet,
I swear, 10 times for sure I went to the toilet. Just, when you're nervous,
This was the first time we played in front of a big crowd.
Yeah.
After this, we played also in a row for a really big crowd. I think 6,000 people in Chile, also in Santiago. The more experience you have, the more sure you are about your skills. When it comes to mixing it, we know what we can do it.
It's more joy, because we want to play music, especially for people who didn't listen to us live or didn't listen to us for a long time. So it's a lot of joy. When you work with music, you have to enjoy, especially as a DJ, when you travel the world. If you don't enjoy it, you're doing something wrong. To the students who are listening to this, don't follow trends. Always follow your own sound. Always stick to your sound, because this is the most important thing.
The trends are also changing. Now it's UK minimal. Maybe in 5 years it's gonna be the tech house again.
Even sometimes when you don't have that much booking like you want to, still you're working hard.
It was kind of tough for us with our sound to get to bigger labels, because I don't see a lot of labels in general who release this kind of music. It's tough, but we just keep producing. Sometimes it's like this, sometimes it gets more quiet. But yeah, it's a long run.
We have our own label, so even if, like you said, sometimes we're struggling to find a nice label where we can release it, we just release it on our label, because our label is really what this music is about. This is 100% fusion of minimal and deep tech and tech house. And for us, this is what we represent also when we perform. People are aware of this, that we have a certain sound, and this is what also is a big compliment and motivation for us.
When you produce something that you don't feel is not working, just stick to your sound and be patient. It takes a lot of time. Also, when you don't get to the labels in the beginning, don't give up. We also sent to some labels many demos until we signed it.
You have to take care of to have the tracks have a certain quality, If the mix down is bad or the mastering and everything, you send it out like this, the labels will not sign it. So rather sit down and work on it and make it really sounding really good, and then send it out to wherever you want. We get a lot of promos and demos for us and the label, and we have the feeling that the people are rushing with the production. They don't take time to make it a really nice telling story in a track, just it's some loops and everything, and in 2 days it's done. But rather sit down, listen to it again, and add some details, try some things, better than just to have it sounding more plastic.
What considerations you have
for accepting tracks? You send the track and you do a bank transfer of 50,000 soles. Then it's
For sure, you know, the quality has to be right. The mix sound has to be good. It's really important for us to have exclusivity. We don't accept tracks when we see you send them already out to a lot of DJs. You know, it's tough for us to sign it. But not so interesting and for all the labels.
You have to be careful with this, you know.
In general, you know, just a clean mix, and always we look for something outstanding a little bit.
And he's listening every week to the music. So, you know, some labels, they take way more time or they don't even listen to it. We listen to everything.
Gracias a todos por ver, escúchenlos, son lo máximo, de verdad, se los recomendamos.
Gracias, chicos. Nos vemos.